mark the last 4 games. Sean Burke. The Devils have just said that, Sean, we're going with you. We're going to make the playoffs if you play well.
Sure is. Paul Stewart, 34-year-old, 4-year veteran out of Boston, the former player. Pat DePuzzo and Dan McCourt will be working with Paul in tonight's game. We're ready to go. Messier taking the draw against Bob Brooks. So Brooks' line will be out there against Messier's line. Brooke will have Brown working with him on a wing along with Peter Sundstrom. They'll try and shut down Messier. Third leading scorer brings it in. Fetisov knocked it to center ice. Peter Klemer comes back to get it. Klemer is hot right now. He's got a hot stick with 6 goals, 7 assists in the last 9 games.
Here, I think we should mention right off the bat that Kasatonov and Fetisov are paired together for the first time, and they're going against the Edmonton Oilers' hot line. So finally, the Devils have put these two Soviets together.
John kind of said in our pregame show they're going to stay together for the whole game. They'll work together as a defensive pairing. Brown dropped it off, gets it back. Dougie Brown centered it, tipped up in the air and over the net by Peter Sundstrom. Rebound loose in the slot, cleared up by Messier. Devils with a good scoring opportunity early. Messier dumps it off left wing. The backhand shot by Huddy goes wide. Charlie Huddy was down low. The defenseman that time as the Oilers were crashing in towards the net. Brown picks up the rebound. He'll clear it out. Each team wants to change. That's Huddy going to the bench. And he almost had the puck hit him as he was getting ready to go over the boards. Greg Smith brings it ahead. The shot is blocked by Kenny Danico. Danico and Tommy Abilene. Abilene was out with a bad back in Vancouver on Sunday. Last game played by the Devils in that 4-2 loss. It'll be cleared in by Patrick Sundstrom. Takes a funny hop off the Zamboni door and bounces up the Lamb. Mark Lamb trying to clear it out. Stewart got dumped. He's all right. The referee went down that time. There'll be a penalty coming up here, though. And while I remember it, Peter, we did the game in Los Angeles Saturday. Eddie Van Hellemond had to leave the game, the referee, with what at that time was thought to be a potentially serious injury. Happy to say Andy Van Hellemond is back in action on the ice tonight.
Well, we saw Andy go off the ice, and then Brian Lewis handed a note to us saying that it could be a career-ending injury. And we obviously thought the worst. So you're right. It is great to see that Andy Van Hellemond's back refereeing.
Not working this game, of course, but he is out there. Randy Gregg's out of there tripping at 125.
This is not something that has worked well for the Devils, the power play. As we look at Coach John Muckler in his first season with the Edmonton Oilers as head coach. He's been with the Edmonton Oilers for a long time, but it's always been as assistant coach with Glenn Sather. And finally, for the first time, he is now the head man.
Now let's see what the Devils can do on a power play that has been woeful. They are 2 for their last 34. They are now 17th in the National Hockey League. There you see the numbers for them on the power play. That is not good. The Oilers have done well in killing penalties off. Last season, they were better. They were 2nd in the league. This season, they are 8th in the National Hockey League. The Devils here at home, only Montreal has a worse home power play than do the New Jersey Devils. Montreal's last in everything on the power play. So the Devils really want to pick that up in the final 27 games. It'll be taken away in front. The Oilers with an attempt to clear will get it out as Steve Smith came away with a puck. It'll be sent up ice by Lamb, and the Devils will chase it down. And it's 20 on the Devils' advantage. These two teams won previous meeting thus far this season. 6-6 tie in Edmonton. Burke and Fuhr played in that game. Muller brings it in. Muller, the captain, looking to the center. Sweeps it over to John McLean. McLean with Yari Curry on him. And we'll dump it back in behind the net. Muller going back to get it. Knocked down. Not out of the zone. Now it is. Tommy Abilene could not get it. And the Devils will have to get back on side. McLean does. Gets it over to Muller. Muller dumps it into the corner, ridden off by Smith. 49 seconds on the power play. Abilene open the shot. Save made. Ranford scores! The rebound is put in by Coach Muller. Power play goal. 1-0. Ranford is down.
Ranford is down. He is unloaded. Well, what an effort by Kirk Muller. But I think possibly Huddy and Muller landed on top of Ranford as he went down. We're seeing just a little bit of movement now, but I wasn't watching him. I was watching the puck, so I really didn't see how he fell. But obviously, somebody must have landed on top of him, and it looks, I don't want to even guess if it's serious or not, but he's not moving.
Trainer talking to him as Ranford, as you see his face burst, down on the ice, and he's not wanting to move. Kirk Muller gets the power play goal. And the Devils take a 1-0 lead on it. But the concern right now is for Bill Ranford.
And that happened. The trainer out there for the Edmonton Oilers is Ken Lowe, Kevin Lowe's brother.
See if we can see what happened here, Peter. The goal and how Ranford got hit.
I was all excited about the play by Muller here because he took such a hard shot in front of the net and he kept working. But Ranford is right in there, and you can see how Muller lands on top of him, and I hate to guess, but it was definitely in the neck and head area with Muller, and Huddy came down on him.
Pookie Reddick is the backup goaltender. Elton Reddick, who has not played a game for them.
Have a good look at it right here. Now watch in front of that. You're going to see 9 Muller, 22 Huddy. You see the leg and now the arm of Muller right there as he comes down and pins him on the ice. And again,
right on the back of the helmet.
Great effort by Muller, but the concern right now.
Ranford has played a lot of games. He's been in 22 of the last 23 games for this 23-year-old, 4-year veteran. And there's Pookie Reddick getting ready to come back out. On the goal, Muller, his 21st of the season, power play goal, coming at 2:41. The assist going to Tommy Abilene and John McLean. So Muller's got 58, and McLean now at 57 on the season. The Devils' 2 leading scorers.
If you're one of tonight's lucky contestants, look for Chris Terreri's autograph on the Volvo Finance North American advertisement on page 21 of tonight's team program. If Chris's name appears on the ad, you'll qualify to win a brand new 1990 Volvo 740 CL, courtesy of Volvo Finance North America, and hereby New Jersey Volvo dealers.
Looks as though it is not a serious injury. We'll hope for that. And Pookie Reddick now, because of the injury, will have an opportunity to come out here and get ready. There you see Reddick. An interesting situation right here with Reddick coming on to play, because Reddick's not had the opportunity this season to do anything with the Edmonton Oilers. This is going to be the first game in net for Pookie Reddick for the Oilers this year.
Oh, he's backed up a lot. He backed up 17 straight games, and then they sent him down to Phoenix just to get some playing time in. He played a couple games down there, 1-1-0 record. But now he's been called up, and I'm not wondering if he wasn't going to play tomorrow night. That Edmonton plays tomorrow night at the Madison Square Garden. He might have got that start, but I think this is a little sooner than he thought he'd be in.
Pookie Reddick, who played with Winnipeg, 88-89 season, 41 games. In the first game this season with his new team, the Edmonton Oilers. The Devils leading 1-0 on Muller's power play goal. And taken by Ojanen. Jani Ojanen drops it off. Randy Valashek. Valashek brings it in. Muller double shifting as that one jammed up and over the net. John Morris back to get it. Morris tied up by Charlie Huddy. Kick to the corner. Craig Simpson went over after it. Simpson coming in to get it knocked away by Muller. Simpson gets it back. And Simpson right in front of his own goaltender drops it off. Lost it, got hauled down. Devils. Morris, a whistle and a hooking call on Kurt Muller. Muller will go to the penalty box, so the Devils will reciprocate, and the Oilers will go on the power play.
Muller on his new line with Morris at center and Jani Ojanen on the right side. A little shake-up for the Devils because they just haven't been scoring goals.
For Muller, just his 3rd goal in the last 14 games for the Devils captain.
We were talking to Coach John Cunniff before the game, and he was saying that 16 goals in their last 6 games and only 6 goals in their last 3 home games. He had to do something, so he's moved Turgeon on the left side with Spencer and McLean. He has Morris playing center ice with Muller and Ojanen, who does have that dangerous shot. And he wants to get that in the offense a little bit more.
Now let's see what the Devils can do with Muller out for hooking at 3:24 as they will try and kill off a penalty against the Edmonton Oilers power play. They will jam it in. The Oilers 12th. The National Hockey League on power play opportunities. They've had 55 power play goals. 26 of those have come on the road. They've got Smith with a puck. Smith sends it out in front. That was tipped. Kasatonov got a stick on it. Sundstrom is able to clear it out. The Edmonton Oilers, they are led by Mark Messier's 9 power play goals. Jari Kurri has picked up 8. Power play goals are really spread out. Glenn Anderson, who's not playing, has 6 of them. McLean almost got it in. Not quite. Messier dumps it to Jari Kurri, so there are the 2 leading power play scorers and goals on the ice. Peter Klima tied up by Kasatonov. That's a ton of spun it away. Messier behind the net. Messier back over to Klima. Klima goes wide. Out to the point. Lost it. Patrick Sundstrom tipped it ahead. Not out. Held in by Gregg. Around the net for Klima. Peter Klima has picked up 16 goals and 25 assists this season. The Edmonton Oilers coming over, of course, from the Red Wings. Devils short-handed. Patrick Sundstrom sends it in. Rookie Reddick makes the save. There's his first of this National Hockey League season for Reddick. Devils leading 1-0. 38 seconds on the Oilers' power play. Smith comes to the line. Hit by Danico up high. Puck rolled in. Cleared right back out by Bob Brook. Chased down by Reddick. Reddick's heart's got to be beating a little quicker here. Rolled in on him. That was unintentional, I think. Steve Smith kind of backed that one up and lost control of it. And the Oilers down to 14 seconds on the power play. Ridzika, Veldimir Ridzika, the former Czech national captain, sent that one in. The faceoff will be in. The Devils in. Just 8 seconds on the power play.
For the Edmonton Oilers, Gary, if there's one thing they will be looking for before the trading deadline, I think it's that point man on the power play. So they had Smith and Randy Gregg on the point, both very good defensive, but not high-scoring defensemen. I think with the forwards they have right now, with Messier having the kind of season he's having, Anderson having a better year, Keegan and Curry, they've got the firepower, but they need someone on the point to get that power play going and to help bring that puck out of their own zone.
Veldimir Ridzika on the face-off. They need to hold it in. They do. Lowe's got it. Power play, 2 seconds left on it. Simpson going wide to the point. Charlie Huddy dropped it down. Ridzika inside the shot. Jam. Burke the save. Burke the save. Penalty is over, and Brown clears it out. So the Devils kill off the first power play opportunity for the Oilers. Should mention that Pittsburgh took a 2-0 lead over the Islanders tonight, and Mario Lemieux had an assist on one of those 2 goals. His point-scoring streak is at 43 games consecutive as he chases the record of Wayne Gretzky at 51. Played behind the net by Reddick, so Lemieux has kept it alive tonight. Teams at even strength. There's Tikkanen dropping it back into the middle. Comes to Ridzika. Ridzika started in Czechoslovakia this season and then came over. John Morris intercepted it. Got poked back into the zone. Tommy Abilene trying to hit Kirk Muller, who's got the Devils' goal. Too far out in front for him, and to be taken by Jeff Bukaboom. Bukaboom lost it. Johnny Oyenin was out in front. Danico at the point. Shot saved. Pookie Reddick, and Reddick will cover that one up and will get the whistle. Devils leading it at the Meadowlands, 1-0. Bill Radford out with a slight concussion, has been taken to the hospital to do precautionary x-rays. If we get further information, we'll pass that along. Oilers goaltender ended up with people on top of him, and the Devils scored that power play goal if you were not with us. 8:55 to go in the first period. Oilers able to hold it in. Chased down by Driver. Left it for Patrick Sundstrom. Gets it around to Randy Valashek. Valashek up. And Turgeon lost it. Got it back. Sends it ahead. It'll be chased down. Oilers Jeff Smith back to get it. Smith works it around the net. Valashek holds it in. Valashek the shot. Save made by Reddick. Turgeon to the corner. Smith again with John McLean on him. McLean trying to pin him up. Puck underneath him is free. Patrick Sundstrom dug it out. Sundstrom centered. Turgeon was there. So was the Oiler defense. And Driver will chase this one down. Mention that the Oilers come in 5th in the National Hockey League overall. The Devils are tied for 11th at 500 again. 24, 24, and 5. Sundstrom drops it. Turgeon couldn't get it. McLean racing for it. Kicked away by Lamb. Drops it out to center to Fetisov. Fetisov. John McLean chasing it down. McLean. Turgeon in the middle. Turgeon trying to get it to sit. Wouldn't. Charlie Huddy rides him off the puck. Joe Murphy comes up with it. Huddy gave Turgeon a pretty good bounce on the far side. Lowe brings it in. 3-on-2. Now Devils are back. Centered. Went in on Burke. He had to knock that away with a stick. And Lowe was very close to him and in the crease. Turgeon gets it back. McTavish after it. For some reason, Turgeon's getting some real shots. McTavish went after him. He's talking to him now. Turgeon goes to the bench. Lowe gets it. Dropped it up for Jelena. Jelena did not get it out. Yes, he did. Huscroft brings it in. Offside. Shots are 6-5 in favor of the Devils, who have the 1-0 lead. Jelena coming ahead. Muller tied him up. Oilers get back on side. Good wrapping going on at center ice right now. Taken back by Danico. Jelena chasing him down up against the boards to Muller. Muller with a power play goal. the one we've had here in the first period, Mark Johnson. Ridden off, Jelena had him. McTavish in the collision with Danico. Jelena and Tommy Abilene collide. Abilene getting it up to Jamie Huscroft. Huscroft goes to the middle with it. Deflected by McTavish. Charlie Huddy. Huddy back to McTavish over to Lowe. Lowe. Buchberger going down low. Telling Buchberger knocked down. Lowe's knocked down on the near side and is hurt. Lowe is down. Still no whistle. McTavish and now the whistle.
Huscroft got his stick up on Lowe.
There he goes. Lowe's after Huscroft. Did the linesman see it?
Now, the only one that would have seen it was right there, McCourt, because he was on this side. But the other two, Stewart and DeCouza, were on the far side, and I don't think they could have seen it. But he immediately went down. He was carrying the puck across the blue line, and Huscroft's stick, I believe it was Huscroft's stick, came up and clipped him. Watch 4 here. Now watch the stick of 18.
Had him right there with a slide.
Yeah, that was...
And he's going to the dressing room.
This is the second game in a row the Devils have been called for a high stick and penalty. Last game it was Jimmy Corn. You know, and sometimes I think this is a good call. I'm not sure that McCourt saw it for sure, but he knew it was Huscroft. He saw the man flash at him, and when you see then that Lowe is cut, you have to make the obvious assumption.
So Jamie Huscroft will pick up the game misconduct, the automatic, for cutting with a high stick. That's his first stick-related, his second game misconduct of the season. He also had one against the Islanders. So he's gone. Devils lose Jamie Huscroft for the remainder of the game, and of course it's a big 5-minute power play opportunity for the Oilers at 13:18 of the first period.
Yeah, this has been a very good period for the New Jersey Devils. They had a very tough travel day yesterday. They lost a bad 4-2 game to the Vancouver Canucks. They did not play well. They allowed 3 goals in the third period. They were up 2-0 in the game and didn't play well at the end of that hockey game. They had to get up the next morning at 6:30. The bus doesn't show up. They had to take cabs to the airport. They lost some of the luggage. By the time they got back to Newark, it was 7 o'clock last night. Now, your body is still back on Pacific Coast time. So 10, 11, 12 o'clock come along, you can't get to sleep. A lot of the guys are saying they didn't get to sleep till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then they had to skate this morning. So kind of new. Come out the first period, get the legs going, get a good sweat, and try to come out even or ahead. The Devils have done that. Now it's a tough situation for them the last 5 minutes.
Very tough here. 5-minute power play, and there's 6:40 left to go in the period. Devils lead 1-0, but a big chance. Messier centering for Klima, knocked down by John McLean. And McLean will ship it the length of the ice. The Oilers did not have a shot on their first power play chance, as they are 0 for 1 on the power play opportunities against the Devils this season. Now 1 for 5 for the Oilers against the Devils. This is the second game they played. Burke holds it up. Fetisov flipped it up to the boards, and John McLean again will send it out. Well, we'll see. This is a big 5-minute stretch here. This could be a real backbreaker for the Devils if the Oilers are able to convert on this. Brought in by Smith. Rolls it all the way in. Burke decides to play it, and it's up, not out. Good play by Tikkanen. He's a Tikkanen able to hold that in. Tikkanen off to Messier to Tikkanen. Jari Kurri. Kurri had it poked away. He was double-teamed by Fetisov and Patrick Sundstrom. Devils trying to change. Klima's got it. Peter Klima just lost that one, and it's cleared out by Brooks. Edmonton Oilers this season have given up only 3 shorthanded goals, second best in the league. Devils have scored 7. Brown trying to pick one up right there in the centering pass, but the Oilers control. It's a tough team to score against when they're shorthanded. Here's the break-in all alone. The shot and the score. Power play goal. He got it in the middle, and Vladimir Radzika has the power play goal, and it's a 1-1 game.
Ruznika, the Czechoslovakian who signed in December, came over in January. He's 26 years old, 6'3", 212 pounds with good offensive touch. This will be his 5th goal of the season. It'll only be his 9th game. He's -8, so defensively he's got a few things to learn about the National Hockey League. But watch the nice shot he makes after he gets the pass. Taft will come right here. He's skating through the center ice area, picks up the puck, walks in on Burke, takes his time. Whenever you see a player taking his time, you know that he's calm going into that shooting area, and he's going to be a goal scorer.
Ruzicka ties it up, and there's still 3:36 remaining on the power play in this 5-minute major against the Devils on the high-sticking cut on Jamie Huscroft. And the Edmonton Oilers now with a chance to take the lead. Joe Murphy brings it in. Murphy clears it around the boards. They let it go back to the point. Looking out in front, they will work nobody right now in front of the net, working behind it instead. That one fanned on partially by Craig Simpson, and that allows the Devils to get it out of the zone. 1-1 game. Simpson and Smith getting the assists at 14:35. Power play goal, 5th goal of the season for Ruzicka. And the Devils again intercepting. Patrick Sundstrom plays this one out. The Devils have played this pretty well here. They've had 4 clears now on the power play, but Ruzicka just found a hole. There goes the cage. Nothing to do with the double player on that one. We'll be back, 1-1.
Watch the goaltender on the left part of your screen. You're going to see Randy Gray. Now, he just falls over himself right there. Pokerek just gets out of the way in time, because if Reddick goes down, Ranford's already at the hospital. So one of the Edmonton Oilers would have to put the pads on.
Yo. Brought in by Messier. Power play still underway. Peter Klima. 2:35 to go on the power play. 4:17 in the period. Cleared to center. Back to get it is Smith. Steve Smith chases it down himself. John McLean on him. Smith, nice job of controlling it over to Messier. Messier back out. Nobody there, and Yari Curry couldn't get it to set in time to shoot it. Point shot. That one just missed wide. Issa Tikkanen taking it. Smith with it. Sends it into the stands. That'll bring the face off the center. Not what he intended to do. The Penguins and Islanders tied at 2 at the end of the first period. LaFontaine and King have scored for the Isles. Sports Nightly will bring you up to date with highlights. End of our first period, and then in other games. And Lemieux has scored, extending his streak now to 43.
And that's the good news for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The bad news is that Mario Lemieux said today he has a protruding disc that may need an operation at the end of the season. He's going to be trying to wear a back brace during the game, try and get through the season. So it's a very uncomfortable way to play hockey. I had a herniated disc that I had to have taken care of at the end of the year. And I'll tell you, it just makes every step, every day real tough.
Pittsburgh and Washington with 50 points right now on the bottom in the Patrick division, but that bottom's very shallow. Held in by Smith. Power play, minute 50 left on it. A long power play, seemingly longer than 5 minutes the way it's gone here. Over to Klima. Went under his stick. Driver trying to get it out and does. 1-1 game. Edmonton has scored on their only shot on this power play. Getting the power play goal from Ruzicka. Fetisov knocked down Messier to great strength. Messier centered it. Shot. Save. Burke. Rebound. Smith couldn't get it. Controls back to the point. Shot by Tikkanen. Score. The tip in by Yari Curry. 2 power play goals, and they still got a minute 24 of the power play. 2-1.
And Gary, I agree with you. The Devils have done a good job. They've had 2 opportunities, 2 breakdowns in. One was a breakdown the blue line, the other one was not covering the man in front of the net, but right there, Curry gets a good shot. I guess you have to count that. So there's 3 opportunities. And watch Curry on the left part of your screen. He goes back in front, but you see the 3 Devils coming out towards the point. No one back to take Curry out from in front of the net. You just can't leave Curry in front of the net like that because he just has too many things he can do with it.
Yari Curry now 9 power play goals on the season. Curry, who is 8th in the league in scoring, has his 29th goal of the year. And it's a 2-1 Oilers lead. And this power play already is a backbreaker, and it's not over yet. Held in by Joe Murphy. They still got a minute 3 on the power play, and the Oilers get it into the zone. So if we're right on it, they scored 2 power play goals on 3 shots. That one deflected high, hit the head of Fetisov, and he goes down. That shot caught Fetisov in the helmet. You can hear it up here. Curry from Tikkanen and Steve Smith at 16:53 on the power play. It's 2-1 Oilers. think they got him with a stick?
That's what I think they're saying, yeah.
Fetisov has gone to the dressing room, and the Devils bench was very upset, especially John McLean. He thinks Fetisov got hit with a stick.
He was pointing his stick up in the air. Now, it was deflected up by a high stick by one of the Edmonton Oilers, but I think you're right that he was saying that the stick came up on Fetisov and got him in the side of the head.
And Fetisov's in the dressing room. This is proving to be a very tough first period. 2:36 remaining in the period, 52 seconds on the power play. The Oilers up 2-1 have scored 2 power play goals on the 5-minute major to Jamie Huscroft. In behind the net, Radzika, who has one of those goals. And the Devils' John McLean clears it out. Boy, McLean was furious on the bench that there wasn't a call for high sticking on an Oiler. Well, it sounded like it was the puck that hit Fetisov. You could hear the thud of it. Cleared in. Danico back to get it. Jams it up off the glass and out.
They were plain to say, if you hear the thud off the helmet, then how did he get cut across the side of the eye?
I mean, the stick was up there. Patrick Sundstrom up in the forecheck. 14 seconds on the Oilers' power play. Smith rolled it to center. Kasatonov against the boards. Did not control it. Lowe comes back to get it. Drops it off to Smith. Steve Smith brings it in over to Graves. Adam Graves winding up, tied up by John McLean. And the power play's over, but it was successful. 2 power play goals in the 5-minute major. And the Edmonton Oilers lead it by a score of 2-1 with 1:37 to go in the first period. Dropped off. Radzika back in the middle. Taken. Book from behind. Bookberger looking. Couldn't find anyone in front. Drops it back. Rolls out in front of the net on the misplay. And John McLean clears it out. An update on all the National Hockey League scores coming up Sports Nightly during our first intermission. Kasatonov. Puck's free in the corner. Turgeon. Morris bangs it around the boards. And the intensity of the game and the hitting's picking up again here. Turgeon drops it in the middle, tied up by McTavish. And the Oilers get it back. 1 minute left to go in the period. Graves drops it off to McTavish. Poke checked away from him. Held in at the point. Messier, Bookberger, rather, the shot was blocked. A little shoving in the crease. Burke complaining that Graves was in his area. Turgeon coming the other way. Turgeon had the puck just sit there as he tried to sweep it in. Taken now by Jeff Smith. Smith clears it up. 39 to go in the period. Tommy Abilene. Remember, the last minute of periods have not been good for the Devils this season. Jani Ojanen. Ojanen drops it out for Morris. John Morris. Morris tried to move between the legs. Muller comes in. Muller got tied up by Yari Curry. Smith swept it away. Muller got it back. Morris was in front, but he couldn't get it to him. Yari Curry intercepts, avoids the high stick. Still have time here. 14 seconds left. McTavish in. McTavish centering. Curry tied up. No penalty call. He was hooked from behind, but no whistle. Peter Klima centers it. Loose in front. 3 seconds to go. Driver will try and whack one. Does. Reddick makes the save, and that's the period. And it's a tough one for the Devils, who did not play badly at all, but trailed. And let's see if the Devils now can battle back again, as again we see the Devils getting that first goal and then falling behind. Brooke has it tipped away by Messier. Messier able to free it up. Curry gets it back from Klemer over to Messier. Brooke had the stick in on him. Messier just hangs onto the stick and glides down against the boards, controlling the puck. Greg tried to hold it in, couldn't do it. Taken away by Peter Sundstrom. Drops it back out to Brooke to Danico. And the Devils in the zone. Danico the shot. Reddick makes the save, drops it off. Radzika led all shooters with 3 shots on goal for the Oilers in that first period. Devils didn't have anybody with 2, as they picked up a total of 7 shots on goal in the period. Peter Klima save, rebound right through the crease. Great opportunity for Klima. Sean Burke came up with a save. Klima showing some real jets on that one. Danico in. Brooke was offside. He got hauled in offside, but he was offside. There's the whistle. Out-of-town scoreboard update. Pittsburgh back on top. They had a 2-0 lead in that game. Coffey's got the go-ahead.
And again, LaFontaine, a goal for the New York Islanders, continuing his great season. In Washington, beating up on Quebec. Poor Quebec. They just are having an awful season. You got to feel for old friends Claude Loisel and Joe Sorrell. That's got to be a terrible way to go through a hockey year.
And Le Petit Tigre, too, for Michel Bergeron. What a tough season as a coach. And now he's got Robbie Fatorik as his assistant. Apparently he had nothing to say about it. Fatorik, the former coach of the Kings, has been hired. Suddenly he's looking over his shoulder. And, of course, the first thing everybody has said is Bergeron's gone.
The obvious.
That's the obvious. Turgeon drops it off. Patrick Sundstrom. Sundstrom tried to take the shot, had that one blocked out deep by Craig Simpson. One of the things John Cuniff has said about the Devils in the last few games, taking much too long to shoot. He says they're all worried about shooting 100 miles an hour instead of 80 miles an hour and getting it in the net. They're winding up. They've had a number of shots blocked during this 4 games where they have not picked up a win. Played back by Ruotsalainen. Is Fetisov back out?
No. Fetisov, Lowe are not back out from cuts, and Huskoffer's thrown off. So there's lots of people not in this game right now that started it.
Ranford, the goaltender who started, has gone to the hospital for x-ray. Puck off the boards. Nobody doing much of anything here. Shot by Tikkanen. Save made by Berg. He's a Tikkanen on the turnaround shot. Messier, Curry, Anderson, who's out. Tikkanen and Klima are the leading scorers for the Oilers. John McLean brings it in. Tried to drop it back to Turgeon. Comes back to Kasatonov. Kasatonov working with Driver. Kasatonov had been teamed up with Fetisov. Kind of wanted to go the distance in this game with that pairing. Obviously not able to do so unless Fetisov can get back. That pass. John McLean up on it. McLean in. Shot. Save made by Reddick. He put it up high on him. Reddick just turned it away. Back the other way, Murphy. Murphy working on Valashek. Fanned on the shot. Randy Valashek rides into the boards. Picked up by Muller. Muller, who has the Devils' goal. Fancy stick work right there. Ahead to Jani Ojanen. Back to Muller. Muller jammed. Muller still has it. Tried to center Ojanen. Reddick. Reddick knocks it away and hangs on. Good opportunity for the Devils. Big crowd on hand here tonight at the Meadowlands. Devils come back off that road game against Vancouver as they lost to Vancouver by a score of 4-2 on Sunday, while Washington was the victim of the Oilers on the road, 5-4 in overtime, and there's a whistle, have another draw. Gary Curry had the tying and overtime goal in that game against Washington, and he's added another one here in this game.
For the Edmonton Oilers, I think the big thing that they are this year over last year, and even though they were a fast team last year, the people that they've added have really given them some speed. Galanis, Murphy, Lamb, Graves, all can really skate. That's the best part of their game. And you throw them in their lineup. I think Edmonton right now is the fastest team in the National Hockey League.
They can fly. Penalty coming up. Delayed whistle. It's on the Devils. And the Devils are going to be short-handed. Paul Stewart making the call. A hooking call. May have been. Was it on Sean Burke or no, it's an elbowing call. I take it back. And it's on the Oilers. I take it all back. Why did they blow the whistle? Devils had the puck. We'll start all over again. The Oilers are going to be short-handed on an elbowing call, and the Devils with a chance to get it tied up on a power play.
The power play, which the Devils scored their first goal, just has not been working well for the Devils. And one of the things that we're going to see the elbow right here. You see number 8 right in the middle of your screen. Right there, he gets it up. He didn't really get him, but again, he can penalize intent.
That's enough. Murphy out of there, 2:45. And Fetisov's back.
On the left side, I believe that he re-injured the same cut that was opened up by Wendell Clark's punch the last game against Toronto, and it seems to be right in the same area. And it might have just opened up the stitches.
See how much ice time he takes now. Devils on the power play, scored on their first chance. So the New Jersey Devils against the Oilers this season, 4 for 8 on the power play, 500. Short-handed effort by the Oilers. Lamb in, the shot, blocked. Driver had it underneath him, and Patrick Sundstrom comes in to get it. This Oilers team, 13 short-handed goals, tied for first in the National Hockey League in short-handed goals. That'll be flipped around the boards. Craig McTavish has 5 short-handed goals this season for the Oilers. Sundstrom tried to drive it down low, intercepted by Jeff Smith and cleared. Tommy Abilene. Devils with the power play opportunity, trailing 2-1. Held in, John McLean. Driver the shot. Save, Reddick. Rebound, McLean lost it. Picked up by Messier. 57 seconds on the advantage for the Devils. Short-handed 3-on-2 break. Oilers, backhander save made by Burke. McTavish was right in front on the tip. Sylvain Turgeon. Turgeon, bad pass. Patrick Sundstrom was up ice. Murphy was just standing there and knocked it away. Rather, number 5, Steve Smith knocked it away. There's Smith back to get it. And there's a touch-up against the Devils, who are offside.
A couple of good plays by the Edmonton Oilers to get good offensive chances as we look at big Steve Smith. One of the problems that Smith that the Edmonton Oilers had last year is Smith missed a big part of the season. And he was out of the lineup, and he really came into his own after the Edmonton Oilers traded Paul Coffey 2 seasons ago. They needed someone to step up and have some offensive strength. Smith had never really done it before in his career. But through the last part of the season and the playoffs, he was their best offensive defenseman and really was a big part of that final Stanley Cup that they won.
And they've got him back out there as Oilers had a bad start this season. They really recovered in the second quarter. They started out 6-9-5 in the first quarter, and then went 15-13-2 in the second 20 games of the season. And that has boosted them, and they've just kept that going. And now 1 point out of first place.
I remember we were in Edmonton just when that whole Carson thing was going on, before they had completed the trade. And the players there told me, if we can get anything for Carson, just to get this guy out of the system, because he'd caused so much trouble within the team. Not that he was a bad person, but just that everyone was wondering who was going to go, what the situation was going to be. If we can get anything for him, we're going to be a real good hockey player.
And that has proven to be true. Messier had it swept away by Fetisov back on the ice. Devils have 15 on the power play. Down with it, Ruotsalainen trying to turn it on, gets hauled down. No penalty called on it. Covered up by Reddick. And the Devils, with 9 seconds left on the power play, will have the face-off in the Edmonton end.
Johnny Morris, our first look here at the Meadowlands at Johnny Morris. He came up, he played at the Island, he played in Los Angeles and Vancouver. You know, he had a couple assists in that Islander game, hasn't scored since, but has shown enough offensively and his overall play that the Devils are going to give him a lot of ice time.
This is just his 9th National Hockey League game. Fetisov, the shot, saved by Reddick. Messier, the rebound, at it blocked. 2 seconds left, and the penalty is over. Devils do not convert. 1 for 2. Even strength, Messier in. Messier tried to center. Came right back to his stick. Ruotsalainen runs him. Messier takes a whack at him. This is no matchup. Nothing called on it. Centering pass for Murphy. Comes back and kept in. Ruotsalainen. Messier, shot from the point. Save made by Berg. Jeff Bukaboom taking it. Devils Murphy against the boards, pinning it up. Devils trying to get it out. Morris kicking at it. Held in by Peter Klima. Good play by Klima to hold it. Messier there. Messier, pass. Morris gets it back to Turgeon. Turgeon will bring it with Jani Ojanen. Turgeon trying to move on Smith. Pulls back. Smith poked it away. Centering pass hit Messier's stick. The Oilers are back helping out. Good defensive game for both teams so far. Murphy will send it in.
Gary, the first 25 minutes for the Devils, they've only had one good offensive chance, 5-on-5.
Intercepted. Centering pass with Zika. Had it intercepted. Taken by Charlie Huddy. Huddy will put the fly ball off the glass. Stays in. Played behind by Burke. Shots are still 8-7 here. Neither team getting chances. Greg Simpson. Dougie Brown on him. Pucks against the boards. Kasatonov dug it out. Kasatonov and Fetisov back together again now. Flipped up to Turgeon, who gloved it down and cleared the center. Brook giving chase. Beaten to it, and it goes off Brook as it was slammed by Jeff Smith. 2-1, Oilers leading. Devils still without David Maley after the knee operation. They would like to get him back as soon as possible. They're even talking about Friday, potentially, but I doubt it. Sent in wide of Reddick. Played off the glass by Huddy. Held in by Bob Brook. Tied up by Huddy. Taken by Brown. Brown, the shot. Tipped by Brook wide. Rebound, Kasatonov. Banged it off the back of the net as he didn't have the angle. Kasatonov gets it back in front. Mike Johnson wouldn't sit for him. Pushed back up by Brook. Kasatonov's shot. Deflected to the corner. Brown over to get it. Devils buzzing. Mark Johnson had the puck taken away. Where'd it go? Ended up in the jersey or in the stands. There it is. Went right up off the dasher over the glass.
Just a little report on Dave Maley, the injured Devil player. He had the operation on his leg. He tried to skate in Vancouver the day of the game Sunday, and then on Monday they had the travel day. The fact that they traveled, they were in the airplanes, the pressure, it blew up on him a little bit, and he didn't skate today, so I really can't see it being back within the next 10 days, because anytime you can't skate on it, you've got to know a player needs at least a week and maybe longer.
And of course, Brendan Shanahan out for 5 with that suspension. This is the second game of the 5-game suspension. Being served by Brendan Shanahan. Cross ice pass knocked down by Martin Gelinas. The play by Gelinas to McTavish. McTavish trying to send it in, had it blocked. Patrick Sundstrom gets it out. Peter Sundstrom, twin brother, trying to chase it down. Banging at it, but Bookberger got there first. Back to McTavish. McTavish tied up by Patrick Sundstrom. Puck rolls free to Danico. Danico over to Tommy Abilene. 2-1, Oilers leading. Shots are still 8-7 here in this period. We've not had much going on as far as shots on goal are concerned. In fact, we haven't had anything going on. In front, shot tip. John McLean, it ends up in the stands. Steve Smith may have gotten a piece of that.
I've got to wonder if that shot clock isn't broken.
Yeah,
We've had a couple of shots that we saw one for sure, but Johnny McLean had on Reddick earlier that hasn't been counted here. So I think that maybe that there haven't been a lot, but there have been some. Again, the Oilers doing a good job defensively. Right there, the puck goes up and over McLean, just trying to chip it on net. But it came and got a little bit too close to his body and went up over the net.
They have the position on it. Lamb will take the faceoff since it did not go off an Oilers stick. Faceoff is out at center. Morris won it in, but the Oilers will control. Huddy's got it. Back through center ice. Adam Graves. Pass poked away by Morris. Muller tied up at center. Cleared back into Driver. Driver chased by Lamb. Muller gets it back. Muller tied up with the linesman and the referee. Cleared out by Morris. Down to Ojanen. Ojanen taken out of the play. Ridden against the boards. Huddy goes back to get it. Good solid check put on by Smith that time. Jeff Smith able to free it up. There's a hooking call. Muller's going to go. And the Edmonton Oilers go back on the power play. That one was pretty obvious.
Muller will pick up his second hooking call. Both of them coming deep in the Edmonton zone. Both of them as the defenseman came around the net and he pulled them down. You got to stay away from those kind of penalties because coaches say that it's 180 feet to the net at the other end before they're going to score. Take that extra stride. I know it's not because Kirk is trying. It's just you just can't be pulling people down.
One in the first, one in the second. Shot on Reddick. Kasatonov able to hold it in. The power play here for the Oilers, who are 2 for 4 on the power play, with 3 shots in the 4 power play opportunities they've had. Well, the Oilers get a chance to extend the lead here. It's 2-1 in favor of Edmonton. There's Messier. Bounced high in the air, and that will end up in the stands. And the face-off will be in the Devils' end.
I mean, it's a nice game, Gary. The Devils are doing an excellent job killing penalties. Now, they have allowed 2 power play goals tonight, but before tonight, they've killed 28 of the last 31 chances they had against them. Plus, they had 3 shorthanded goals. So if you just add those on to 3 they had against, they were even for the last 31, penalty killing situations. That's a fantastic mark.
Overall, the Devils now have given up 44 power play goals while scoring 42. So they're -2 on their specialty teams. The Edmonton Oilers right now are a +2 on their specialty teams. Well, the Oilers have the advantage of been even strength. They're tremendous. They're +28 even strength overall. That's 3rd best in the league. Hit the post! Rebound shot deflected off Fetisov. Oilers great chance. Esa Tikkanen dumps it down to Jari Kurri. Kurri back up onto the point. Smith the shot. Tipped again. Peter Klima. It ends up in the stands. Burke had a line on that one, but Klima was coming right in front of him.
What the Oilers are doing is sending a man behind the net. He's sort of almost stopping in behind the net as the puck goes to the side. As the puck goes out to the point, he's seeing which side of the defenseman is on. He's going to the other side, and the defenseman is shooting the puck at him. We've seen now the Oilers 3 times come from behind the net, in front of the net, and have a good tip situation, and it's difficult. Watch behind the net. You'll see the puck will go back out to the point. Right here, right side of your screen, you're going to see Klima coming out. The shot right at him, not a shot on goal necessarily. And Klima will just tip it up into the crowd. But he's coming from behind the net, the same place Klima came for his first goal.
Well, they've had people free. So take it, and the shot saved by Burke. Rebound is cleared out. Bruce Driver got it out of there. And he had to push Messier out of the way. So 58 seconds remaining on the Oilers' power play. They lead it by a score of 2-1. They've corrected the shots on goal now. The Oilers have 14. The Devils have 12. Burke pushed it away. Patrick Sundstrom puts it high in the air. John McLean out in front at center ice. Jari Kurri gets there first. And Kurri keeps the power play alive here. as they will skate it in. Messier avoiding Driver. Messier reaching back. Klima tied up by Driver now. Messier tremendously strong. Curry gets it back up onto the point. Smith over to Tikkanen. Tikkanen back to Smith. Smith drops it off to Curry. They've got Messier in front of the net. Klima centering. Messier had his stick tied up by Driver. Driver picked it up off the ice. And Patrick Sundstrom starts up short-handed. 10 on the power play for the Oilers. Sundstrom in the middle of Danico. Kenny Danico looking for the shot. Tied up by Jari Kurri. Centered it right through the crease. Tommy Abilene back for it. And the power play's over. So they kill it off. Edmonton Oilers do not convert on that one. Score remains 2-1 Oilers. 10 minutes to go, second period. Touched up. Little shoving going on. Muller just getting back out on the ice. John McLean wants to keep him on the ice, so he moves in to get the captain out of there.
First of the goal last game against the Vancouver Canucks. First goal of that game. And a goal here tonight, starting to put the puck back in the net for the Devils. You see his point. He's been getting the assist, but Kirk starting to score again. He seems this season to have stretches where he scores a lot of goals, then he goes a little dry for a while. And hopefully for the Devils, he can get back in one of those stretches where he's scoring goals, because he is, like Sundstrom, McLean, Shanahan, so vitally important to their offense.
Players felt the team just froze up in Vancouver. They had a 2-0 lead, and then when Vancouver started to turn it on, the team just tightened and could never get back into the flow of the game again. Losing to Vancouver. For Vancouver, of course, has done very little except against the Devils. Vancouver's only won 15 games, and 3 of them against New Jersey. They took the season series. Ookaboom, the shot trickled wide. That was deflected out by Graves, who was at the high slot. Held in by Charlie Huddy. Burke again playing it around the net. We're even strength now. 2-1 Oilers leading. Ookaboom trying to hold it in. Does Lamb. The shot saved by Burke. Puts a line in there. Plays it up off the glass, and that'll end up in the stands, and the Oilers are putting the heat on. Rutzelainen and Abilene on the fly. Reddick may have got a piece of that with the backhander. McLean. Rutzelainen again. Abilene third time. Saved by Reddick. Reddick getting a workout here from Tommy Abilene off that right point.
Now, Pokey Reddick was part of an excellent young goaltending tandem in Winnipeg a couple years ago. Daniel Bertume, who now plays for Minnesota, and Pokey Reddick were named Pokey and the Bandits. And they were supposed to be as good a young goaltending tandem as there was in the National Hockey League for that year and the future. But things just didn't work out for them. Now Bertume is in Winnipeg, and Pokey Reddick is in with the Edmonton Oilers.
And both happy to have been moved. Off to Rutzelainen, his shot save. Rebound came out high over Patrick Sundstrom's stick. So the Devils gunning it in from the point now, trying to get the rebound out in front. They've got 1:20 left on the power play. Reddick trying to play it out, hit a skate. Turgeon chases it down to Tommy Abilene. Over to Turgeon. Turgeon. In front, Sundstrom. Rutzelainen, shot. Saved by Reddick, and he bats it up in the air. Good play by Reddick, both on the save and getting it out from in front of him, and it's cleared by Adam Graves. For Reddick in this first game, I'll tell you, he was pretty sharp. John McLean sends it in. Granted, he was playing down in the minors, but a little different when you come up here and make your first appearance of the year, 2/3 of the way through the season.
I'm sure the Edmonton Oilers right now are very glad they sent him down to Phoenix to get a few pucks at him in game conditions.
Playing it well for them right now. 34 seconds remaining. If you joined us late, Bill Ranford started, faced only 2 shots. And on the goal by the Devils in the second shot, Kurt Muller, who scored the goal, fell on him. Concussion, taken to the hospital for x-rays. Fetisov ahead for Mark Johnson. Johnson to the middle. Ojanen tried to turn it in. Esa Tikkanen was there for Jari Kurri. Short-handed the Oilers. Kurri turned around by Driver, and he'll just rag it back here to send some time off. Ojanen coming. 3 seconds in the power play. Ojanen tied up by Huddy. Johnny Ojanen left it in the corner. Penalty is over. Full strength, so the Devils do not convert on that one. Esa Tikkanen in his own end dropped it back. Sent up. There'll be no icing on this. Each team using the time to change with 2:33 left to go. Second period. Here's Doug Brown just off the bench. Brownie, the shot saved by Reddick. Drake fell down in front of him, gave him some room, held in just off the bench again. Shot. That one deflected in front, is loose, rolls in on Reddick, made the save. Good chances for the Devils.
And the Devils, who could not get out of their zone the first 10, 12 minutes of this period, have started to get some good chances in the last 6 or 7 minutes. They're getting the puck in deep. They're getting some good opportunities. Right here, Sundstrom just walks in. There was an opportunity that they really didn't work for. The first half of this game, they were working for every single shot they got on net. There was a bad play by the Oilers as Sundstrom walked in. So the Devils are starting to get something going a little bit offensively.
And they'll hold that line out there. Peter Sundstrom, who took the shot, was just coming off the bench, and the puck was sitting right in front of him as he skated in. Brook, Peter Sundstrom, and Brown on the line. Kasatonov and Valashek now teamed up together defensively. Shot in, save made. Again, Peter Sundstrom on Reddick. And Reddick coming up with another save.
Here, just a quick note on Kevin Lowe, who was cut by Jamie Huscroft in the first period. He has a cut, and also, unfortunately, it seemed a mild concussion. I don't think we're going to see him back for this game.
These Edmonton Oilers play tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden against the Rangers to conclude this road trip. They are on the road this season, 11, 11, and 5. So playing 500 hockey on the road. The Oilers trying to get one game above it here. The Devils trying to win their 15th at home. They're 14, 12, and 1 on the Meadowlands ice. Into the middle, Messier. Messier dumped it ahead in the middle, hits it back. Skating in, tied up by Brook. Good job by Brook to ride him off. That's why Brook's out there, to go after Messier and try and muscle him a little bit. Played over to Valashek. Kazatonov's pass swept in by Peter Sundstrom. Chased down Jeff Bukabu. Around the boards, Brook tried to hold it in. Klima tips it away. Valashek back at center. Shots are 22-20 now in favor of the Oilers. The Oilers have a 2-1 lead, same as they had at the end of the first period. Tied up in the corner by Peter Klima. Ojanen, Klima dug it out. Peter Sundstrom back to Brown. Brown's pass deflected by Klima to Valashek. Randy Valashek will send it in. Goals in the game: Kirk Muller, Ruzicka, and Curry for the Oilers. Klima again trying to bring it out. McLean intercepting. Wide. Peter Sundstrom dumped in front. No call on it. He got wrapped by Jeff Smith. 1 minute to go in the period. Shot save. Reddick, and he gloves it. And Peter Sundstrom again. The scoring opportunity is he and Reddick going at it here in the last 2 minutes.
That's the third opportunity on this shift that Peter Sundstrom has had. Nice play by McLean here to lift the stick. And watch the move he makes right there. He just gets it out front to Peter Sundstrom. It was bouncing a little bit, so Sundstrom wasn't able to really get good wood on it. But a nice play by McLean to lift the stick and get it out front to Peter Sundstrom. Gary, in the Islander game, the game-tying goal by Patrick Sundstrom was assisted by Brown and Peter Sundstrom. That's the first goal in the National Hockey League history that they were both involved in.
Devils will be playing Washington in Washington on Friday. Washington leads Quebec 9-1. The Nordiques getting hammered. We'll have all the scores during our second intermission. Yari Curry. Ruzicka goes in ahead of him. Curry waiting, not nearly enough. Oilers clear the zone. McLean back to get it. McLean trying to get it by Curry. Tikkanen had it, lost it. McLean 2-on-2. Coming with Turgeon. McLean in the middle. Turgeon rolled it. McLean shot it. Couldn't get it in on goal as he was tied up by Smith. Danico holds it in. No, did not. Patrick Sundstrom without the helmet. Danico thought he had it on the line. Took the chance with 29 seconds left in the period. Look at Johnny kind of. He has to be happy with the last 10 minutes of this period. The Devils really have done a pretty good job of getting their legs and getting back into this game. I mean, it was a very tough day yesterday. We mentioned it once. We went through the whole itinerary of it, but it was a tough day, and it's really hard to get yourself up to want to play hockey tonight. And I think they've done a good job. They're now back in this hockey game, and the score is only 2-1. Edmonton Oilers team, which is averaging 4 goals a game, third most in the National Hockey League. Very much where they were last season. Very little difference for the Oilers last year and this year in goals scored. Sent in, it's onside. 18 seconds left in the period. Charlie Huddy chases it down. The blue helmeted one sends it out. Back on the attack, Lamb. Lamb's got Murphy. Murphy in front. Murphy in. Shot saved by Burke. Murphy had the step, got the shot. Puck loose behind the net. Murphy kicking at it. Graves helping out. Adam Graves looking to the point. Smith, that's it. Good play by Burke, as that would have been an enormously big goal, and Murphy bangs his stick, wanting it badly.
That's the kind of save that could really help a team. Sean Burke making the big save right at the end of the period, because the Devils have allowed so many goals late in the period. They saw Murphy breaking in. I'm sure they were all holding their breath like, not again. Burke makes the big save. It's still 2-1. The Devils outplayed the Oilers the last 10 minutes.
So they head in with no scoring in the second period. The Jersey Devils will have to try and come back and win it in the third. The Oilers have only lost one game where they've taken a lead to the third period. There you see the shots favor the Oilers in the period and on the game, but very close. No scoring in the second. Our second intermission. Stan Fischler back with Bob Brooks. Oilers 2, Devils 1. All right, let's see if the Devils can do it. 92% of the time in the National Hockey League, the team that takes a lead into the third period wins. That's what you're up against when you try and win a game in the third period. That's what the Devils are trying to do here tonight. 4 shots on goal for Dougie Brown of the Devils in that second period. Ruzicka, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, leads all shooters as far as the shots are concerned, and has picked up a goal. Brooke waiting to take the face-off against Messier. Paul Stewart says, no, let's just wait a minute here. Chases Messier and brings Peter Kleemer in. And Doug Brown on the draw 1. Back to Brooke, who won it. Brooke sends it in wide. And behind the net, Jeff Bukaboom. Around the boards for Messier. Messier on his way up ice. Dropped it off for Yari Curry. Curry, goal tonight. 3 goals the last 2 games. Messier intercepted, pokes it away from Fetisov. Peter Sundstrom had it chased away to Messier. Messier and the Oilers are starting with a jump here in this period. Brooks got it. Brooks starts out. Sundstrom and Brown on the line. That's Peter Sundstrom. Bukaboom rode him into the boards. That freed the puck up. Goes off the back of the net to Brown. Brown hit by Messier. Brown trying to pin it up in the corner. Jammed away. Smith moves in now, and Peter Sundstrom. Smith's got it. Up to Fetisov, who held it in. Fetisov. Messier taking down Sundstrom. Fetisov, the defenseman, down low. Dumps it into the middle. Brooke tipped it away. Oilers just clogging up the middle. Kasatonov sends it back in behind the net. The Devils have no room to pass that puck in the slot area.
And again, this period has only been the first shift, but it looks as though Edmonton is back trying to really make it tough for the Devils to get any sort of offensive chance.
Peter Klima, save made by Burke. That was a sizzler. Lamb, as it bounced right back to him, didn't realize it. Brown clears it out of the zone, and it'll be chased down by Randy Gregg. 4 goals, 15 assists, but a plus 19 for Randy Gregg this season for the Edmonton Oilers. Patrick Sundstrom's got it. Onside Turgeon. Shot hit the post! Sundstrom's shot is blocked. It hit the post and came right back out by Reddick. Back of the net, Reddick plays it. Devils chance to have it tied right there. Just the ting of the post. And the Oilers, Lamb able to get it out to center. Salainen drops it back to Sundstrom. When you're having a hard time scoring, those really hurt. Turgeon in. Turgeon to McLean. Great pass. Shot. Save. Reddick came out, cut the angle down. McLean tripping over Reddick head first into the net.
What a great shift for this line. Revamped because of the fact that Brendan Shanahan is serving the second game of a 5-game suspension, and the fact that Turgeon was struggling on that second line. They moved Turgeon up to play with Sundstrom and McLean. Here's the first opportunity we'll look at right here. A nice, low, hard shot by Turgeon, right? Shoots it through the defenseman. When I say that, I mean he used the defenseman as a screen, and the goaltender doesn't see the puck until it's past the defenseman, and that does not give him much time to really react. And right here, McLean doing a good job. See how he kept the puck away from the defenseman? The defenseman had to hack at him, but he was still able to get the shot on net.
See, that first shot came right out between Reddick's legs on the rebound. Penalty picked up by Smith. Devils have the power play again. Another chance to get it tied up, as Greg Smith is out for slashing at the 2-minute mark. New Jersey back on the power play. They are 1 for 3 on power play chances. Huddy's able to clear the zone. So the Edmonton Oilers will try and kill off another. The Oilers, 8th in the league in killing off penalties. They were 2nd in the league last season. They have given up a total of 30 road power play goals this year. Yanni Oyenin gets it set up. Tommy Abilene, driver on the fly. Save, Reddick, rebound, loose. Morris dumped. Puck still loose. There's the whistle as Reddick reaches back and ties it up. The Devils are that close to putting the puck in the net, but it's not in.
Well, one of the things I've noticed here tonight for the New Jersey Devils as Messier comes out to the point to go after Driver.
Muller steps in between them.
Is the defensemen for the Devils have been open. It's in front of the net that the Oilers have really been working to knock people down. Right there we see 1, 2, 3, the left part of your screen, the fourth Oiler player all down inside the area of the crease.
Well, when you got Ranford, who started the game with a percentage save of 8.91, I guess you figure, let's give him the long shot, let him make the save, and make sure nobody's able to put a rebound in, and they're playing the same way with Reddick in there.
This has to do a world of good for Reddick's confidence. Oh, I'm sure sitting on the bench for as long as he did made it very difficult for him to think about even playing in that first game, especially for new teammates. He hasn't played in front of these guys yet. So this has been a great first game for him.
He's had 22 shots and saved them all. As Ranford went out very early on. Devils on the power play. McTavish. Muller taking the draw against him. Devils have had 6 shots in the first 3 power plays. Muller had that power play goal to kick off the scoring in the game. Yanni Oyenin drove it in front. Reddick's right there to cover up. Now John Morris is trying to clear out in front. There's an Oiler come back on him.
But again, Gary, we look at the 4 Oilers back right down in deep. So I think what the Devils might try to do is get that puck out to the point. And the opponent might wait a minute and move in and try to score with that shot, because there seems to be a lot of room for them to walk in.
Again, Muller and McTavish. Muller the win on the kick to Driver. Driver the wrist shot. Went right by Reddick on a tip. Somebody tipped it. I don't think he saw it till it had gone by him, but it was wide of the net. Tommy Abilene can't hold it in. Driver will chase it down. Driver gets it over to Oyenin. Oyenin sends it in. It's held on to by Reddick. Charlie Huddy cleared it up and got it out as Messier waited to Oyenin, committed himself, and then Tikkanen rather cleared it out to Curry. Ari Curry, Burke back to play it. Devils have 1 minute on the power play. 2-1, Oilers are leading. Patrick Sundstrom. Yanni Oyenin. Huddy on him. Huddy just stepped in, tied him up. Sundstrom with a puck. Huddy now gets it back into the skate and pins it up against the board. No whistle here. Running off time there. Blown by Stewart. Devils still have 43 seconds remaining on the power play. And they'll both take the opportunity to change. Paul Stewart out of Boston. He's only the 2nd former National Hockey League player to also become a referee. Know who the other one was? I didn't, except I looked it up. John Ashley.
John Ashley
was the other player who turned ref.
There wasn't. And I think there continues to be a sort of a look around to see if they can start to convince players, former players, to want to be linesmen and referees, because there is a definite shortage. And with expansion, there'll be even a bigger shortage. So players that maybe aren't in their careers aren't going as well as they might like get into a different side of hockey.
Paul Stewart's done a lot for that, I think, Peter, and the players respect him because his sense of the game comes from having played it. And he just seems to sense what's going on when to blow it and when not to.
Well, and I think also because he was a legitimate tough guy.
Yeah.
So he knows all the little tricks, all the little quick punches, the rabbit punches, and he really doesn't let them get away with much.
John McLean over to Turgeon. Devils are on the power play and they're offside. Turgeon came in ahead of the puck. 15 seconds remaining on the Oilers' penalty.
Johnny McLean, who scored a goal in Los Angeles, his 30th of the season. 3 times in the last 4 years he's scored 30 goals. And yet the one season that he didn't score 30 was 2 seasons ago, and that fabulous finish the Devils had to make the playoffs. And it was probably the year that he got the most notoriety because he scored that great goal against Chicago to put the Devils into the playoffs. And that was the one year of the last 4 that they didn't score 30 goals.
And he's had all those big goals this season.
10 game-winning goals. And again, it's amazing to go around the National Hockey League. You know, everyone has a different opinion, but it's about 90% of the time, when I talk to players, they'll say, boy, if there's one player off their team I'd sure like to have, it's Johnny McLean.
John Muckler, well endowed with Glenn Sather and the system of the Edmonton Oilers behind the bench.
And he has to be given some consideration for Coach of the Year.
Absolutely.
This team came off a tough season last year. They lost out in the first round to the Los Angeles Kings. There was a lot of, not hard feelings, but it was a tough season for the Oilers last year. He got them regrouped. When I watched practice this morning, that team was up. They were laughing, having fun. They were really enjoying the morning skate.
Here comes Sundstrom in. Power play over. Devils still trail. They're 1 for 4 on the power play. Now Fetisov held it in. McLean, turnaround. Sundstrom shot. Save Reddick. Got the left pad on a quick shot by Patrick Sundstrom. Good play again by Reddick. Lamb brings it out. 3-on-3. Murphy tips it around Fetisov. Murphy and Fetisov trying to chase it down. Lamb comes in to help out. Lamb kicks it away. Patrick Sundstrom steps in front of him and gets it up to Turgeon. Turgeon over to Ruotsalainen, drops it off. McLean's offside, knew it, let it go. Devils changing. Brook in, Brook the shot. Reddick waves at it as it goes by, and Charlie Huddy chases it down. The Oilers lead 2-1. No scoring since the first period. The Oilers 2 goals on a 5-minute high-sticking major power play chance. And that's been it. Muller for the Devils, Radzika and Curry for the Oilers. There's Jari Kurri. Jams it ahead, tipped away by Randy Valashek. That ends up on the Devils bench. Mario Lemieux with a couple of goals has given Pittsburgh a 6-4 lead over the Islanders. As Lees extends that scoring streak to 43 games, Gretzky's record is 51.
Looks like he started to extend his lead scoring-wise. With a 5-point lead going into tonight's game, he's got 4 points so far tonight.
Peter Klima. Danico, good poke check by Danico. 14:48 left to go, third period. Oilers up 2-1. Jari Kurri. Curry will tip that one in. The Devils against the Oilers, last 3 games they've won 2 and lost 1 and tied 1 to tie this year. Brook, the shot, just missed. Used the screen. Reddick didn't get it, but it was wide. Here's Messier coming 3-on-2. Messier drops it in. Shot by Klima, and he missed. Klima put it over the net, and the cage came loose, drawing the whistle. Whoa, what a pass and a shot that was.
Gary, I was watching Klima come from behind, and Tommy Abeling was doing his best to get back, but Klima was coming so fast. I did not realize that Klima could skate that quickly. You see Smith getting in on Sean Burke again. And watch the little extra that he'll give Sean Burke. He could have stopped, but he carried through and gave him a little extra. And again, Burke getting that physical stuff against him. Smith, who has 2 assists in tonight's game, assisting on both the goals. Big, strong guy. You don't want him crashing the goal.
What a personal battle's going on in Pittsburgh. Pat LaFontaine has scored another goal at 6-5.
Now,
LaFontaine and Lemieux.
what?
There you see the update.
What a night. What a year. I mean, he is this year's Stevie Yzerman.
Yep.
Yzerman had the year last year, and this year it's LaFontaine. That year when you turn it from a good player to a great player.
Jani Ojanen from Muller tried to center it, had it blocked. Oilers continue to help out down low, not giving the Devils the big chances. John Morris, Fetisov. Morris out there with Ojanen and Muller. Played back, Burke. Kasatonov comes back to get it. 13:50 left to go in the third period. Ahead from Muller. He's got Ojanen near side. Muller looking. Ojanen's there. Jani Ojanen backhanded back. Muller was ridden out of the play. Outstanding follow-through by Jeff Smith. After Muller passed, Smith stayed on Muller and did not allow him to get in front of the net. Radzika plays it back. That's Steve Smith, the other one out there. You got Smith and Jeff. Jeff made the play. Smith's got the puck. And the Oilers have the 2-1 lead. Simpson drops it off. Radzika, the move. What a move. Shot. Missed it. Wide. Gave it, pulled it. Held in. Buchberger dropped it into the corner. Simpson trying to center. Got it there. Morris intercepts. John Morris starts out. Devils want to change. McLean. His shot just blocked and deflected way over the Zamboni door as Jeff Bukaboom stood his ground.
Now, Smith is a rookie, but this is a perfect play. It was a 2-on-2, and he just took Muller right out of the picture. If he watches the puck and turns to the inside, Muller has a wide open net.
Outstanding play. That's what you do when you're back checking. He stayed with it. Off the draw, the Devils will have to take another one. That one flipped up into the crowd. That's very close to being intentional, but they won't call it. Do you believe this? Guess who just scored for the Islanders? Pat LaFontaine has tied the game at 6-6. How many goals he got?
That's 3 goals, 3 assists.
Wow.
I mean,
Pittsburgh's tied with Washington for last with 50. The Islanders have 57 points, 3 ahead of the Rangers, 4 ahead of the Devils in the Patrick division. Played back, Smith behind the net. 12:50 left in this one. Oilers up by a score of 2-1. Messier. Jelena couldn't get it. Driver sends it in. McLean knocked it down. Spins off Turgeon. Reddick plays it off the glass. Driver moved in, tried to hold it. Tipped out by McTavish. And Randy Valashek will chase it down. Valashek in 6 of the last 7 games for the Devils now. Intercepted, shot back the other way. The Oilers just dumping it in. Chased down. Kelly Buchberger behind the net, dropped it. Martin Jelena centered it. Move up on the line, the shot. That one blocked by Turgeon on Randy Gregg, who just came on the ice and whipped that one in. The Oilers trying to get a change here, so Gregg's just going to flip it in. Burke saw it, let it go to the corner. Buchberger again on it. Valashek took him off, the puck out in front. There's a haul down and a penalty coming up on the Devils. A holding call coming up on Turgeon. Power play for the Oilers. We pause now for a regional break.
A quick break while the Devils are killing the penalty. Fetisov joins the play. And right here, the defenseman says it's all yours, Pokey. And he takes the play away from Fetisov. But the defenseman just stayed across and let it be a breakaway.
He looked sharp in this game. Reddick making the big saves, and the Devils charged with intentional offsides. The faceoff comes all the way back into their end. Shots are 26-24 now in favor of the Devils. They're getting the chances. Shot on by Charlie Huddy's blocked. Jani Ojenen's got it. Ojenen blocked by Huddy again. Randy Valashek has it. Valashek Devils onside. Bukaboom hit him. Huddy moves in. Muller hits him. Bukaboom back for the puck. Bukaboom just pinning it up. Poked away, but the Devils couldn't control as Lamb moved in to get it. And at center, it's Driver back to Ojenen. Jani Ojenen again will send it in. And again, Jeff Bukaboom back in his own zone. 2-1 Oilers, all the scoring in the first period. Graves flips it into the zone. Oilers will do a lot of that now and try and just chase it down and create offensive chances. Ojenen, they don't want to turn it over at center. Mark Johnson. Johnson got tied up by Huddy. Good play by Huddy. Just picked the stick up on him. Randy Gregg drops it off. There's a trip by Muller. No penalty on it. They let it go, and that hurt. Buchberger's heading to the bench. He got slashed across the shins on that one. Tommy Abilene back to get it. Abilene up to Brook. Brook over to Brown. Brown had it taken away. Martin Jelena tried to break, couldn't do it. Danico. Jelena gets it back. Cleared in by Murphy. Burke holds it up behind the net. Full house getting a little anxious here. Trying to encourage the Devils on. Down 2-1 ahead to Brook. In by Reddick. Brown. Brook behind the net. Reddick was there, and Reddick got there first and poked it around the zone, and Danico couldn't hold it in. Devils defenseman trying to step up now and create something offensively. Taken by Smith. And there's another dump by the Oilers. 7:56 left. Tommy Abilene with it. Abilene tied up by Jelena. Gets it away to Peter Sundstrom. His pass partially blocked. Held in by McTavish. Lost it. Charlie Huddy will come back to get it. Just checking game of the Oilers right now. You can see the Devils unable to get that second pass to create something. Good step in by Fetisov on Jelena. Around McTavish. Dougie Brown just dropped it off. Peter Sundstrom. Devils come 3-on-3. Pass too far ahead. Brook got stood up on the check by Steve Smith, and Huddy's got it. And up and down we go. Jelena's got it. Jelena tipped it in. Kevin Lowe now has a broken nose, we're told. Smith. They're onside. Steve Smith with it. And Smith drops it deep to Messier. Messier trying to center. Gets it back off Sundstrom's stick. Sundstrom gets it back. Oilers are back on defense, though. The drop to Turgeon is blocked by Huddy. Devils were offside.
Right there. King has scored for the Islanders. It's now 7-6. It was 4-3 for the Islanders, then 6-4 for Pittsburgh, and now it's 7-6 for the Islanders. And King plays on LaFontaine's line. I don't know if that's led to another LaFontaine point. And right here, Quebec losing 12-2. And going into tonight's game, rookie Brian Fogarty for the Quebec Nordiques played in 38 games. He was minus 43. Unbelievable. And they lose by 10 tonight. Guess who his defensive partner is? Joe Cirella. Poor Joe.
Mamma mia. Kasatonov taken away by Klima. Into the zone, Yari Curry had a dish back out by Fetisov. Randy Gregor will back to get it. So Washington has 52 points now. They're going to move out of the cellar if Pittsburgh loses. Patrick Sundstrom to McLean. McLean tied up by Smith. Good job at checking. Turgeon, turnaround shot, save Reddick. Sundstrom dropped it. McLean, penalty coming up. Delayed whistle. Kasatonov. Klima's got it. There's the whistle. The Devils get the power play when we come back. Jeff Smith in the box, and the Devils get the opportunity to tie this game up with the advantage. Reddick, big-time saves.
Reddick, who was always known for his quickness. He started his junior hockey in New Westminster. And Quebec Winnipeg signed him as a free agent, moved him to Brandon so that he could just be around that area, practice with the Jets once in a while. But that was his big thing, was the quickness.
He has shown it here tonight. Tommy Abilene. Devils 1 for 4 in the power play. 8 shots. Muller backed it in. McTavish was right there. Driver trying to hold it in. Does. Sundstrom. See the Oilers attacking the puck. Muller. McLean. Driver. Shot. Tipped wide by Muller. Patrick Sundstrom. Devils trying to get it tied. Tommy Abilene. Sundstrom. Couldn't play it. Through the middle. Tommy Abilene over. McLean waiting. Tried to center. Blocked. Driver gets it. Abilene shot. Save Reddick. Rebound. McLean. Save Reddick. McLean. Sundstrom. Abilene. Sundstrom. Abilene. The shot. Deflected in front. Lamb blocked it. Driver gets it back. Abilene. Patrick Sundstrom. 58 on the power play. 2-1 Oilers. Side of the net, Muller backs it out in front, blocked again and covered up by Reddick. Bukaboom got a piece of the pass.
Bukaboom, I think, also blocked a shot with his hand as he was going off the ice. But Reddick doing an excellent job. He really looks sharp. Again, sometimes you watch goaltenders make saves, you can just tell that there's a little bit of luck involved, but he's looked very quick and right on the money with all the saves he's made here tonight.
What a difference this could make for the Oilers with Bill Ranford playing so much hockey with Fuhr out. 22 of the last 23 Ranford has started.
You look right here. The chance he makes a sliding save. What a great save. McLean got that puck on net and in the air.
He got back up after going to his left, sliding, came back up and got the weight going the other way. The Devils are going to use their timeout right here with 52 seconds remaining on their power play. It's been Reddick.
You know who right now is really sitting on pins and needles? Jamie Huscroft. Sitting in the dressing room on his first shift of the game tonight. He cuts Kevin Lowe. 5-minute penalty. They scored 2 goals. And those are the only 2 goals of the game for the Edmonton, and they've got a 2-1 lead.
That's the way it's been since that first period. Muller with the Devils goal. Here's Tommy Abilene. Abilene the shot. Reddick. He had tipped that one, but it was wide. McLean. Messier trying to knock it out. McLean holds it in. Intercepted by Huddy. Huddy clears it out. 38 seconds in the power play. Devils with the power play goal they've had tonight. 3 power play goals in the last 38 chances. Patrick Sundstrom. McLean. Tied up. Greg tipped it away. Driver. McLean looking, poked away from him. McLean trying to chase it down. 14 on the power play. Abilene kicked it in, but couldn't hold it. Yari Curry cleared it out. Driver. 4:29 left in the game. McLean to Muller. Muller. McLean. Penalty is over. Tommy Abilene. Muller back to McLean. Muller sends it in. Tip, rebound. Abilene couldn't get it. He got the shot. Missed it wide. May have had it tipped. And a hot goaltender like Reddick may have something to do with that, because sometimes you really want to fine-tune it. And Reddick and the Oilers kill off another one. Now we're down to 4 minutes, 7 seconds left in the game. 28-24 the shots in favor of the Devils, but the score remains 2-1 in favor of the Oilers. Burke back to play it. Around to Fetisov. Up to Brown. Devils now just want to get this thing tied up for the moment. Keep it going. Reddick. Around the boards. Bob Brook. Jammed by Steve Smith. Side of the net. Brook centered. Brown, the backhander, never got the shot in on goal. The Oilers again helping out. It was Peter Klima who was there helping to tie it up. Icing. Messier. No! Outstanding play by Messier. Smith centering it. He intercepted Fetisov, lost it, poked to the line. Messier's hustle avoided the icing, kept the clock running. Cleared back out the center. Craig Simpson's got it. Simpson for Klima. Klima got knocked down by Brown. No call on it. Fetisov back to get it. That is an icing call. Devils and the Capitals, Friday night, 8 o'clock. We'll have it live and exclusive right here on Sports Channel from the Cap Center. Caps winning over Quebec 12-2. They're going to be ready to roll on Friday. Then the Devils go to St. Louis Saturday. We will have that game as well.
Mark Messier, who saved that from being an icing call. But really, right now, the Edmonton Oilers are just sitting back, watching. And the Devils are taking it to them. Watch Abilene. He'll get the puck in front, and then it comes right to him. But he tried to hit a rolling puck. That hit one of the defensemen for the Oilers, bounced out, but was rolling, and he wasn't able to put that where he wanted.
Devils, a lot of frustrations got to be building up on the Devils. Here's Jari Kurri. Kurri coming with McTavish. McTavish in. The shot. Saved by Burke. 2-on-1. Yanni Oyenin to Morris. Morris ahead. He's alone. John Morris. The shot. Missed it wide. Charlie Huddy knocked him down. Jari Kurri and Tommy Abilene. 2:48 to go in the game. The Islanders in Pittsburgh are tied again. 7-7. John Cullen has tied it up for the Pens. Kurri, the move offside on Edmonton. Look at that.
This is definitely one of those games where the last shot is going to win it.
Shoot him out.
And what a difference that game compared to this game. There, a 7-7 tie, 12-2 at Washington. Here, a tight 2-1 game. All the goals coming on power plays and all the goals in the first period.
Jari Kurri's goal, a chance to be the game winner. Kurri this season against the Devils is 3 goals in the 2 games that have been played. The one that he's picked up here tonight.
It's his 23rd goal in 21 games against the New Jersey Devils. Of course, a lot of that came when he was playing with Wayne Gretzky, when the Devils were going through their formative years, and Kurri, Gretzky used to really feed on the Devils.
Burke behind the net. Driver got checked by Graves, but it came away. Ruotsalainen on the fly. 2:28 left in the game. Ruotsalainen deked at the wrong points. Got to wait. Driver will send it in. Edmonton will play a lot of defense now. Smith up the boards. Devils got a pinch. Ruotsalainen's shot was wide. Turgeon tried to tip it out of the air. Couldn't do it. Murphy just clears the zone. That's what Edmonton will do and try and catch the Devils up ice. Murphy intercepts, sends it right back in. Lifetime here at the Meadowlands. The Oilers have won 7 and lost 4. Devils haven't lost in the last 3 games against the Oilers, trailing here, and that is an icing call. 1:55 left in the game.
That's about the 3rd icing in the last 4 or 5 minutes for the Edmonton Oilers. Again, the Devils really putting the pressure on. This would be a very tough game for the Devils to lose. They came out in the first period. You could just see the travel day yesterday was affecting their play, but they did a good job. There wasn't many shots for either team. Both teams cut down on the scoring opportunities. And the second period, I really thought that the first 10 minutes the Oilers dominated. But then the Devils started to take over middle of the second period. And since that time, the Oilers have had 3 shots in the last 30 minutes.
The Devils, that old bugaboo with that first goal we mentioned earlier, is haunting them again in this game. They've already lost 14 games where they've scored the first goal, and if they do not come back in the final minute 55 here, it would be their 15th. They've got time. Plenty of time with 1:55 left in the face-off coming in. The Oilers end. Oilers taking a little time here as Tikkanen or somebody went over to get a new stick.
Exactly.
They just want to give the guys on the ice a breather. John Muckler does not want to change with Messier out there. Wants to keep those people on the ice here for the final 1:55. Messier on the draw. Muller. Got it tipped away by Tikkanen. There's Tikkanen against the boards with it. Fetisov block it. Muller the shot wide. John Morris. Morris pinned up. Tikkanen. Fetisov held it in. Fetisov trying to center. That one's blocked. The Oilers make it tough. Jani Ojanen couldn't hold it in. Ojanen gets jammed up. Morris has it. Morris sends it into the zone. Intercepted. Muller up trying to get it back. Smith clears it out. Tikkanen tips it away. Burke's got to come get it. 1:25 to go. Burke plays it off to Kasatonov. Oilers leading it by a score of 2-1. Muller. Muller tried to drop it to the middle. Peter Klima was there to deflect it. And again they got it. Almost. Klima was out in front. Burke plays it around the boards. Not out. Curry holds it in. Klima's got it. Klima tried to drop it back. Muller intercepts. Muller coming ahead. McTavish is there. Muller into the zone. 1 minute to go in the game. Down low. There goes Burke to the bench. Devils have the extra skater on the ice. Empty net at the other end. McLean's the extra skater. Held in Fetisov. McTavish on him. Sends it wide. McLean looking. Dropped it. Wrong side for Jani Ojanen. Tipped over. Fetisov. Turnaround shot. Just missed. Rebound. Knocked away by Reddick with a stick. Jani Ojanen jammed it up. McLean digs it out. Good job by John McLean. McLean trying to send it in. It's loose. Rebound. Muller shot. Save. Reddick. And he covers up. Pokey Reddick playing an incredible first game of the season, holding the Oilers lead at 2-1 with 32 seconds left.
I really haven't seen many goaltenders dominate a half a game as the way Reddick has in this game. He's making great saves. The Oilers are really, they've been in their zone the entire third period. And the Devils just keep coming up a little bit short. The puck going wide. They hit the post once by Turgeon. Fetisov had a break in. We're looking at it again right here. Muller stick handling all by himself in front, but he can't quite bring it to his forehand to get the real good shot.
Oilers will use their timeout now again to rest this group. Reddick looking for his first win in net against the Devils. Lifetime. This is the 6th time he's appeared against New Jersey, and he's been in games where there have been 2 ties. Devils have already used their timeout. There's Reddick, who came on for the starter, Bill Ranford, who suffered a concussion. And faced only 2 shots. Since then, it's been all Reddick. 28 shots, 28 saves. Devils with the extra skater. John Burke has gone to the bench. Devils trying to avoid 5 games without a win by getting this one tied up with 32 seconds left. Muller again will take the face-off against McTavish. They've gone at it a half dozen times here in this period. Sundstrom and Smith pushing each other around, waiting for the draw. Muller, McTavish won it. Reddick played it. Smith got it. Round the boards. Good stick handling. Down to 24 seconds left. Jari Kurri trying to get it out. Driver trying to hold it in. Kurri, McTavish, McLean. McLean in onside. John McLean dropped it off. Sundstrom tied up. Good play by Messier, who tied him up. 12 seconds left to go. Clock running. Whistle. McTavish on top of the puck, and a penalty or not?
Gary, if I'm not mistaken, a delay of game, isn't that a penalty shot? Or is that...
No, only if it's in the crease.
Okay, good. I'm glad you...
Yeah, if the delay's in the crease.
I was starting to get too excited there.
Now, has Stewart called a penalty here?
Yeah.
They've got the door open. It should be a delay of game.
He said he put his hand on it.
Covered the puck up with a glove, and you can't do that. And McTavish is going to go, and the Devils will have a 2-man advantage now with their goaltender pulled. John Muckler can't believe Stewart's making that call with 9 seconds left in the game. But that's really when you must make that call. If it's going to have any meaning, it's in these situations that the rules intended to apply, so you can't cover the puck up and run a couple seconds off in the final minute of a close game.
14 McTavish right here. He's knocked down by Turgeon. And you can just see him right there.
Put that on the VCR and show potential referees what a delayed game is. That's it. Devils now with a 2-man skating advantage, and a whistle here as McCourt and Stewart are conferring at the side of the net. Whatever they needed to do, they've done. 9 seconds left. Devils down by a goal. Driver, the shot, save again. Oh, yeah! Patrick Sundstrom! They tied the game! 1957!
He kept coming on and coming on. A gutsy call by Stewart at that time of the game.
And a good call.
It was clearly a good call.
Clearly a delay of game.
They watched the face-off. Big face-off win by Muller here, but the Devils got in and helped out. McLean getting the puck over to Driver, who knew he didn't have much time. But right there, on the save on Muller, Reddick almost saved it again until the puck went across to Sundstrom.
Face-off runs off the final 3 seconds, and we will go into overtime. 1957, the time of the goal by Patrick Sundstrom, his 20th of the season, tying the game up.
It looked like probably as frustrating a loss for the Devils as they've had all season. Turns into a great moment as the last 3 seconds of the game. Sundstrom took his time. He knew he had that whole net, but Reddick almost got across. The Devils right here. Driver just gets it on net. He knows he doesn't have much time, but nice save there. Patrick Sundstrom is right there to put home his 20th goal of the season. And a big one for the Devils.
Now that, of course, is a power play goal. They had a 2-man advantage with the goaltender out. And the Devils will go into overtime. This is 2 games in a row now that the Oilers have played in overtime. They beat Washington on Yari Curry's overtime goal on Sunday, 5-4. And now they go back into overtime in this game. Okay, Yari Curry, remember, had the overtime goal in Washington, and he's got one here tonight. See if the Devils can get one of their own. That'll be cleared in. Reddick will play it. Edmonton, of course, the last overtime, the win against Washington. The Devils, the overtime against the Islanders, a 4-4 game on the 28th of January. Behind the net, Fetisov jammed up with Messier and Brown. Fetisov just picked it out of there to Kasatonov. Up to Brook, interesting. The first matchup of the season where they played together that they'd be out there starting the overtime. Kasatonov and Fetisov kind of showing confidence in that defensive pairing. Kasatonov sends it in. Reddick couldn't play it cleanly. Gregg over to get it. Randy Gregg got tied up, lost it, rolls in front. The Oilers staying back to help out. Smith got it out. Here's Klima. He can fly. Sends it, intercepted. Peter Sundstrom poked away by Klima as he tried to break out. That'll be sent up ice by the linesman to Steve Smith, who's got it. 5 minutes, sudden death overtime, and we're 1 minute into it. Patrick Sundstrom. Sundstrom sends it in. Gets knocked down as Smith went by him. Gets up, he's all right. There's Steve Smith that took a little whack at him. Smith will just feather it down the boards. Tommy Abilene back to get it. People falling all over the place. Danico got knocked down by Issa Tikkanen. Tikkanen blocks the pass. Patrick Sundstrom had it, lost it. Turgeon had it, lost it. Lugaboom sends it right back in. Tommy Abilene could not get it out of the zone. Simpson able to hold it in, but it ends up in the seats. Craig Simpson and Kenny Danico. And where will the draw be? At center.
Danico, another good, solid game for the Devils. He's leading the Devils defenseman in plus-minus to the +12. Kenny was -22 last year. And he really decided he was going to be a stay-home defenseman, concentrate on his defense, and he is +11, but he also has 14 points, which matches his high in a career, a season, back in 85, 86, so really, all-round year, this has been Danico's best.
3 minutes and 29 seconds left in the overtime in this 2-2 game. These two teams' lifetime are 6, 14, and 2. Played some overtime. Devils were offside. Randy Valashek tried to hold it in. Remember, the only time these teams met was a 6-6 tie in Edmonton, where the Oilers had to battle back 3 times to get the game tied up. Nobody in any hurry to take these face-offs. Randy Valashek just waiting. Everybody's trying to get the extra breath out there before they do it. John Morris that time lost the draw. Radzika was in to win it. Tipped in the air by Huddy. Glove down by Oyen. Morris almost. Kurt Muller was breaking with nobody on him, but couldn't get it to him at center ice. Vladimir Radzika has got a goal in tonight's game. Radzika, defenseman, fell in. The shot. Save. Burt. Swept out of there by Kurt Muller. Held in at the point. The shot wide by Tikkanen. Picked up by Oyen. Sends it around the boards. Held in by Randy Gregg. What a chance for the Oilers right there. No penalty as Tikkanen took the man down. Rolled in front. Radzika couldn't play it. Up intended for Oyen. Devils want to change here. Huddy will try and catch him in the change. Ahead to Tikkanen, who sends it in, and the Oilers will complete a change. 2:34 to go in the overtime. Turgeon to center. Tommy Abilene to McLean. John McLean. McLean tied up by Smith, and it's rolled out center ice by Graves. Danico off the boards. Turgeon starting in, pickpocketed by Lamb. Lamb just sends it into the glove. 2:12 remaining. Overtime, 2-2. Tommy Abilene up, knocked down by Turgeon. Abilene's hurt behind the play. Tommy Abilene got hit. Was it with a high stick? Dan McCourt, the linesman, indicated to Paul Stewart, the referee, that he took a stick on the eyebrow. Apparently by Adam Graves. But did anybody see it? Paul Stewart's asking the linesman right now. Watch the left side of the screen here and see what happened.
See the left side right here. No, that's what that is. That's an elbow. He's knocked Abilene out. He did not get his stick up at all. His stick is clearly in his right hand.
And Paul Stewart did not see that. He was looking the other way. He did not see the penalty.
Here's number 12, Adam
Graves went by him with the elbow up. Well, they finally have finished this game. Do you believe this?
It was one of those games. Last shot wins.
32 seconds left in the overtime. Maloney gets the game winner for the Islanders, 8-7. We have time here at the end of the game. We'll push the Patrick Division standings up for you. The revised ones on the outcomes. Washington has won their game, so the Islanders beat Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh continues to really struggle.
No defense at all. They are getting hammered. Brook brings it in. Brook over. Brown tried to tip it, couldn't do it. Minute 55 left in the overtime here. Held in. Brook's got it. Brook, the shot. Wide of Reddick. Fetisov. He winds up. He deflected it. He tried to pass it, I think. Intercepted by Messier. Messier coming. Messier in. Messier with Curry and Klima. Rolled in by Burke. Minute 37 left in the overtime. Smith tried to center. Messier the move. Dropped it in front. Yari Curry couldn't get a stick on it. Brown's got it. Curry was desperately trying to poke that in. Fetisov looking for help. Sends it in front. Brown tipped it wide of Reddick. Bob Brooks got it. Brook circling the net. Circles Curry. Brook back. Kasatonov in front. Brown the shot. Missed it high. Rebound behind the net taken by Yari Curry. 1:08 left to go in the overtime. The Oilers clear the zone. Fetisov with it. 2-2 game. Fetisov for help. Got it in. Onside. McLean. The shot. Saved by Hoagie Reddick. To the corner. Not out. McLean holds it in. Intercepted by Smith. And it's still in the zone. A minute in the overtime. McLean knocked down. Taken by Smith to Tikkanen. 2-2 with 40 seconds left in the OT. Gregg's got it. Gregg. The Oilers will get it out of the zone. Brought in by Messier. 30 seconds left. Messier, the shot. Saved by Burke. Patrick Sundstrom with the sticks up high at the side of the net now. Separated by the linesman.
Right here is where Messier is so dangerous. Now, most players shooting a wrist shot from right there, it wouldn't be dangerous. But he, number one, he's coming so fast that he's changing the angle so quickly the goaltender has to be adjusting. And two, if he fakes a shot and the goaltender comes out, he's going so quickly that he can almost wrap around before the goaltender can get there. You're caught because of his speed, strength, and he's got a great shot.
That all-around great ability that he has. 27 seconds left in the overtime, and the Oilers have the face-off in the Devils' end. A 2-2 game. Don Cuniff, the Devils' bench. Radzika is going to take the face-off for the Oilers. Bob Brooks going to take it for the Devils. Devils won it. Driver. Peter Sundstrom couldn't play it in. Gets it back. Sends it in. That's the time remaining in the overtime right there. Reddick was able to hold it up to the line. Danicourt stepped back. Devils got to get back on side. Sends it in. Charlie Huddy knocks it down. And the Devils clear it out. Race for Bob Brooks. Is there enough time? Tikkanen takes him down. This game is going to end in a tie. And the Devils and the Oilers, for the second time this season, play to a tie, 2-2. Devils